I am here with actor Nicholas Galitiine, who stars as Johnny in the new film High Strung, which is premiering actually tonight here in New York City.
Just there.
We are right outside the theater. We can't get any closer unless we
No.
were inside watching it, right?
Right.
Now, why don't you just give me a brief background of when you first decided to enter this business, be it acting, and I know you sing as well.
Okay. Well, it's kind of great. I mean, I didn't really choose to enter it. It's kind of this thing where it sort of fell on my lap. It kind of found me, as pretentious and cheesy as that sounds. But I was doing. I'd never acted before in my life, and I was doing a fringe play at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival up in Scotland, and all my friends in school had acted and studied it, and they said, you know, what are you doing with your summer holiday? You should come audition for this play. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be with friends. Didn't have anything else going on, and there was sort of certain anxieties I had about performing or whatever that I felt like this would be a great opportunity to kind of challenge that and kind of get better as a person as well. So yeah, I went up not expecting anything to materialize from it, just as a bit of summer fun, and my English agency scouted me there, and suddenly, you know, there was this idea in front of me that I could be an actor, which was really bizarre and really cool. And then I just kind of ran with it basically, and here I am a few films later down the line.
Yeah, you were in a film with Luke Perry, right?
Yeah.
Beneath My Feet.
That was crazy, because that was the first audition I ever did, and somehow I booked it, and I was like, this is great. I'm going to be doing films all the time now, every month. It's going to be so easy. And then I found out the industry doesn't really work like that. But no, that was such a great experience, and I learned so much. I mean, for all the lack of training, you know, in an academy or a drama school, I mean, there's no replacement for being there on the job, you know, learning from people who've been doing it for years and years. So, yeah.
And now, why don't you talk a little bit about your character Johnny in High Strung, which we're here talking about.
So Johnny's this British violinist who is basically busking for money in New York because he doesn't have a green card, so he can't actually work officially. He's very kind of mysterious and brooding. Don't know a lot about his backstory, but clearly he's been through a lot and has a lot of hurt, which is why he has such trouble expressing himself in a positive way. I mean, he's super talented, but he wants to keep that almost to himself. He's almost quite selfish with it. Even though he busks, he doesn't really use his talent in the way it should be used, or help refine it and train at it, which Keenan Campbell's character Ruby is so good at doing. But in turn, she struggles to let go, which is something he does so well. So there you have the kind of counterbalance, really.
What was the most challenging thing in playing Johnny for you?
Definitely the violin training, because I mean, I'm not a violinist, and we were sort of talking with Michael and Janine, and they auditioned a lot of actual violinists, and you know, when it came to them meeting me, I think they really appreciated my sense of musicality and the fact that I was going to work, you know, all day to perfect it and to make it as authentic as possible. I think that's really your responsibility as an actor. If you're going to do something, you've really got to train really hard. And you know, I had a few weeks beforehand of really intense training, and then pretty much every single day, you know, between takes, when I got home from shooting, before shooting, just trying to get it as perfect as possible, really.
Were you surprised that you were able to pick it up so quickly, or?
Yes and no. I mean, it was scary because there's this thing where the fear as an actor, you know, you do something and that's eternalized. It's there in film forever for everyone to see. So if you make a mistake, you know, and it makes it into the cut, then you know, you can't escape it. So I mean, it was easy in some senses. Like the fingering's very similar, I suppose, to playing a guitar, but you're using muscles that you don't actually think you have in your body. It's such small, precise movements that you know, you have to grip the bow tightly but be fluid with it at the same time, which seems almost like a paradox in a way. But no, it was so much fun challenging myself to do that.
And now you had the big premiere here in New York this week. What was that like for you, being in the actual city that the film is taking place in?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a I'm very passionate for the city. I love it. There's something incredibly cinematic about being just here now, you know, flashing lights and everything. It was great for me as well because I have some family over here, so I got some family came along to see it, which was nice. And I just love the people of New York. They were all so complimentary, and yeah, it's funny now on my travels around New York, you know, seeing places where we shot, and we were staying outside the Lincoln Center, which we shot a couple of scenes there. So yeah, it's nice to be back.
Very cool. And now, how long are you going to be here in the city for? Are you going to be doing some sightseeing, or are you?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I'm leaving tomorrow.
You are?
But I have been here for a few days, so I have been around the place, and I'm sure I'm going to come back very soon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview. It's a pleasure to meet you, and best of luck with the film and in your future.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. I am here with the director and writer and producer of High Strung, Michael Damian. When did you first come up with this idea, and you know, what was your inspiration for it?
Well, it really was my wife's idea, because my writing partner and producing partner, Janine, being a dancer, her whole life has been about dance. She was a ballerina since she got a scholarship at 14 to the School of American Ballet. She started before that, even, you know, at 2, her mother started the Mississippi Ballet Theater. So dance has been in her life from the beginning, and I come from the music world originally, a singer first, and then moved into acting. So we wanted to make a movie that combined both our passions, which would be dance and music, and that's what this was all about.
And now tell us a little bit about the story of High Strung.
Well, High Strung is about a young ballerina, comes from the Midwest, Ruby, and she comes to the big city, New York, to pursue her dream, to become a fabulous ballerina at the School of America, or not the School of American Ballet. We came up with our own company, our own idea. we modeled it after that, but it was sort of, we did the Manhattan Conservatory of the Arts. That's the name of our theater in the movie, and she encounters this brooding hip hop violinist who's busking in the subways, Johnny, and it's about the two of them and their relationship and their passions to pursue their dreams, and they spark a romance, of course, and how they work with a hip-hop crew, the Switch Steps, and these 3 worlds collide in this dance music fusion film that combines both the classics with hip-hop, which is kind of fun for us because, you know, I love the classics, but I also love the, you know, hip-hop music, and we wanted to make something that fused both of those worlds together.
Nice. And now we are actually on the High Strung tour bus.
Yeah, this is the first actual interview, by the way, on the High Strung tour bus. So,
I feel honored.
Well,
Thank you.
we're honored to have you here. You know, it's we're like right in the middle of Times Square.
We
is
are.
this like crazy or what?
Could you pick a more?
I know, this is so awesome. Yeah, we're in Times Square.
And now you've taken this bus all across the country.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you to get out there and show the film and to meet with, you know, dancers around the country and see their excitement for it?
It's been a life-changing experience because, you know, we set out on this voyage a couple months ago, and we didn't know what it was going to be like, or, you know, what the reaction would be, and it was incredible. From the very first stop, I'll never forget it. We pulled into a school, and there were just kids, you know, all out in front, and they were just ready, and they just pounced on the bus, and they were taking pictures, and they were like going crazy, and we're like, wow, I think this is going to be a really cool tour. And so we just surprised schools. You know, we put out on social media, we said, bring the High Strung tour to your school.
Mm-hmm.
And we got flooded with, you know, hundreds of requests. And so it was really amazing that we got that kind of reception and warmth and from all the schools and the teachers, the principals. And these are dance schools, dance conventions. Some were just art schools, and some were just public schools. And, you know, we went to a couple of community colleges.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, just... I think we've hit about close to 50 events in the last couple months, so
wow,
it's been quite a tour.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, what has it been like for you? I know, like you said, you do have an acting background. What's it been like for you to throw the director hat on and, you know, and actually write the piece?
Well, this is our 13th movie, so I've you know had a chance to really, working on the directing side, the craft of directing and writing and producing for a little bit now, and so but this is a different experience because it is a dance heavily dance music driven film, so which I was really looking forward to because coming from, you know, and also having made music videos as an artist, and you know, you kind of have a little bit of that in this film because you have 13 numbers, but unlike a music video, you know, it all had to have a story, and we wanted the numbers to be intertwined with the story, and it to be cohesive, and there to be a thread going throughout the movie. So transitions were really important to create those as a director, and even in the script, because usually if you build it in the script, it tends to make it find its way on the screen. But it was an incredible experience. I loved it.
Now, were you involved in the casting and all
Oh yeah,
that?
yeah, all aspects, yeah.
What made the actors that you cast stand out? Was there a specific thing in each of them, or obviously if you cast them, there something must have stuck out?
Well, I mean, you know, let's start with Keenan. You know, Keenan, we discovered watching the Olympics special during the Sochi Olympics, and they're talking about the importance of ballet in Russia, and they said, oh, and by the way, we're going to do an interview now with the first and only American that's ever been accepted to the Mariinsky Ballet Company in Russia. So my wife and I are watching this, and we see, and while they're interviewing, they're showing her dance and her extension and her beautiful, you know, grace on stage and just amazing star presence. And so we thought, wow, if this girl can act, you know, and if she's somewhere, I don't know where she is. So we couldn't find her because she didn't have a manager or an agent. So I tweeted her on Twitter, and she responded, and sure enough, voila, you know, she came in, we did a screen test, we could see that she was really great on camera, she felt very comfortable with the camera, and so we started there, and then Nick came in playing Johnny, and that was at the London auditions, and I mean, he just walked in with such presence, and this, you know, there was a vibe about him, a soulfulness, and he's really an amazing young man, and a wonderful actor, and you know, and then the rest of the dancers, you know, we did the auditions, and it just, we found just, you know, they came in, and you could just, they fought to get that position and that role. Jane Seymour, of course, was one of the first to come on board, and she's also an executive producer, and she's a former dancer. Okay. And so that was wonderful to have her right out of the gate, and we've made 3 movies with her, and she's an amazing person, and just a fabulous, you know, professional actress, and just so good to work with. And then we had Paul Freeman from Raiders of the Lost Ark and Da Vinci Code, who's an incredible supporting actor as well. So very fortunate.
And now today's the official release day of the film.
Yes.
What are you most excited about now that it's going to be released wide?
I'm excited about the reaction from, you know, the audience. You know, I hope that they enjoy it. I hope that they you know, walk out feeling good, entertained, maybe inspired, you know, because that's really something we wanted to do. We really wanted to put a good message out there, and hopefully let people know that there is hope out there, and these kids, if they work hard, you know, persevere, stay true to themselves, they have a shot at it, because, you know, my wife and I are a living example that if you know, we studied and worked, you know, my mother is a concert pianist, Janine worked with her mom in school, and then we had teachers and pushed hard, and really, you know, we wanted to go, you know, live that amazing dream and make it, and I was blessed with having, you know, #1 record, and, you know, starting on Broadway, and those are all things, those were dreams that I wanted to realize. So we hope that in this movie people will, you know, young people or at any age will find the subtle message in there that you do have a chance at making it if you work hard enough.
Very nice. Thank you so much for taking time to do this interview. Appreciate it.
Thank you.